Hello students, welcome to our video of Basic Concepts of Biology. This video will be very useful for the students who are moving to their 11th class after their 10th class. Now before you start viewing this video, I would recommend you to go through our previous videos. Then it will become more easy for you to understand the technical terms that are mentioned in this particular video. So first term we are going to study, it is related with the plants. Various types of plants based upon its lifespan. Lifespan means how long it is going to live, right? So first such term is annual plants. Annual plants means it will take 1 year for its growth, for its getting matured, and ultimately it will die. So all these three phases will be completed over the span of 1 year. I will repeat once again, annual plants. Annual term का meaning हमको मालूम है, that is 1 year, okay, or yearly. So it takes 1 year for the completion or the entire lifespan of the plant. The examples will be cereal crops. Here I have kept this picture for cereal plants. This is your wheat, barley, then rye. Okay. So these plants you must have observed that it will take just 1 year. In 1 year it will grow also. First it will grow vegetatively, then reproductively. Vegetatively means first it will grow like its stem. It will have enough of leaves so that photosynthesis will occur. So vegetative growth will take place first. After that it will be followed with reproductive growth. So whenever we are talking about reproductive growth, it consists of flowering. Okay, and in flower we know that flower has got ovary. Ovary is ultimately going to get converted into fruits. So reproductive phase consists of flowering and fruiting or fruit formation. So this entire stuff, vegetative growth as well as reproductive growth, is over or is completed within 1 year of span. Such type of plants are called as annual plants. In the same way, we have biennial plants. Now we know bi prefix, it is for 2. Number 2. That means it takes 2 years for the completion of growth. I mean for the completion of these three phases, growth as well as reproductive maturity, and that plant will ultimately die. Earlier in annual plant it was getting completed within 1 year of span, while in case of biennial it takes 2 years. Example is carrot. That means in first year only vegetative growth will occur, means formation of leaves, small branches or small stem, very tender green color tender branches will be present, or you can simply say stems. So this type of vegetative growth will occur in first year, and in second year reproductive maturity will be occurred, right? So it takes entire 2 years for the completion of lifespan. Such plants will be called as biennial plants. Okay, carrot दिख रहा है यहाँ पे soil में. Carrot is example of root modification and especially taproot modification that we are going to study in morphology of plants. So here we are focusing on the term annual and biennial. In the same way we have one more term related with the lifespan, perennial plants, when it takes more than 2 years. Okay, so around the year after year it will remain like that. Vegetative growth will take minimum 2 years, right? And it will remain green or it will keep on growing. Now here one thing is complicated. Generally what we see, vegetative growth will occur first and reproductive maturity will be followed by that. Now here what happens, in every year you will see flowering process. For example, here mango tree is given as an example. So what happens in one season, whatever is the season, generally this May, June in India will be of mango season. So you will have mangoes in this particular season. Now next year also in the same season you will have this flowering. Okay, so can we consider that the phase between these two, reproductive maturity, it is juvenile phase or it is not mature enough? No, we cannot call it like that, because vegetative growth has already occurred. This much detail we do not require at this point of our syllabus. So just keep in mind that perennial plants takes more than 2 years, right? So we will move to our next term, that is based upon whether the plant shed their leaves or not. Okay, so plant types based upon shading of the leaves. So first is deciduous. In deciduous plants, as we know, shading its leaves annually. Examples are given oak and maple. There are so many, but here it is your oak tree. Only leaves I have shown here, because tree, when you look it from a distance, it will appear same. So from the morphological outline of the leaf will tell you the difference, which one is oak and which one is maple. हम fall season बोलते हैं, so it is because of falling of leaves, shading of leaves. Such type of trees are called as deciduous. On the contrary, evergreen means what? That doesn't shed its leaves in the winter. Winter is also your fall season, but stays green all the year. Around the year it will remain green. They will not shed their leaves. Now shading of the leaves is you can correlate with the seasonal variation. So in a particular habitat, if you do not find much variation in the season, generally trees that are present in that habitat will not shed leaves. Okay, this is part of ecology. We have ecology in our 12th standard. We will study in more detail during that time. Next is depending upon the size of the plant. How big is the plant? We have these terms: herbs, shrub and tree. Now here I have not kept any picture, because the examples which I have put here, we all have seen that, right? Now even though you know what does herb mean, what does shrub mean, or what does tree mean, the technical term or accurate definition we should know. That is why even though you are familiar with these terms, still I have kept it here. First is herbs. These are small with soft green and slender stem, very short roots, and they grow near ground level. Because stem is very soft and tender, slender or tender also. Slender is different word, but tender is very different word. But you can use both the adjectives while defining the stem in case of herbs. So in herbs you have stem very soft, and because of that it cannot grow big in size. It will stay very near to ground level. Example, coriander जो हम रोज सब्जी में डालते हैं, हरा धनिया, right? Basil, thyme, lettuce are the examples of herbs. Second है shrubs. ये थोड़ा बड़ा रहेगा. Stem is woody, thick रहेगी, but it's not very hard. The way we see in case of tree. People get confused which one is shrub and which one is tree. Size देखते हैं, compare करते हैं, तो it becomes easy. But when you want to put in words apart from the word size, how you will distinguish between shrub and tree? The differentiating feature are these. Stem here will be woody, but it is thick and not hard. Multiple short stems. Okay, बेस में हम देखते हैं मेन स्टेम जो रहेगा वो थोड़ा ग्रो होके simultaneously you will find many branches or many stems. For example, rose and lime, or citrus you can say. Here these two examples are of shrubs. Again, shrubs are having short height as compared to tree. Stem is not very hard and multiple short stems. Example is rose and lime. Next is tree. Huge रहेगा, वो tree रहेगा, that we know. But what are the adjectives that will describe the tree? Stem will be very woody, very elongated, tall, and trees are generally long-lived. Example, mango, pine, banyan. I have not put picture because everyone has seen mango tree, or you can just go to our previous slides. There I have kept the picture of mango tree. Okay, pine and banyan. These are the examples of trees. Next is related with the habitat. Plant types. See, in this particular video, we are discussing the terms that are related with plants. So now we are studying plant types, the various different types depending upon its habitat. Habitat means where it is growing. First is lithophyte. Now various terms I have written here. You don't have to know the examples. So only understand the meaning of these terms. Right? Now you should be very serious while studying these terms, because these terms will be very, very useful. It comes very handy while solving the MCQ in your NEET exam. First such term is lithophytes. Again, combination of two. Phytes stands for plants. So in every term you will find phytes. That will be for the plants. Now prefix will be litho. Lithos means stone. So the plants that grow on stone or rocks will be called as lithophytes. See, that grows on bare rocks or stone. Lithophytes. In the same way, psammophytes. P will be silent here. Psammophytes. That grows in sandy land. Sandy surface जो होता है, जैसे desert में वगैरह हम देखते हैं. So the plants growing in such type of area will be called as psammophytes. Next is halophytes. Halos meaning related with the salt. So halophytes are the plants which can grow in high saline soil. Why they can grow? Because they are salt tolerant, salt resistant plants. So halophytes. Next, very similar sounding term is heliophytes. Now helios means sun. Sun loving plant means your heliophytes. Sun loving plant means what? That this type of plants require maximum exposure to sunlight. Okay, so heliophytes. Do not get confused with heliophytes and halophytes. Okay, if you read it twice or thrice, you will come to know, and it will become very tip of the tongue हो जाएगा and easy to recall whenever it is required. We will move to next slides. Few more plant types, that too depending upon the habitat. Xerophytes, which needs very little water. For example, in desert. In desert we have scarcity of water. So in such type of habitat, the plants growing will be called as xerophytes. We know various cactus are there, right? Hydrophytes, इसके opposite. यहाँ पे water scarcity था. Here water everywhere you can say. So the plants which grows in or on water, that will be called as hydrophytes. Okay. Chasmophytes, that means plants that grows on cliff. Cliff रहती है mountain की. If plant is growing in such area or such cliff, it will be called as chasmophyte. Now very one interesting term is geophyte. Geo suffix और सॉरी जियो प्रीफिक्स इज फॉर द सॉइल और अर्थ. सो कौन सा प्लांट रहेगा ये? हम तो बोलेंगे कि ऑल द प्लांट्स दे ग्रो इन सॉइल. हाउ कम दिस वन इज ओनली कॉल्ड एज जियोफाइट? इफ वी सी द इंफॉर्मेशन गिवन वी विल कम टू नो. इट इज़ एन हर्बेशियस प्लांट. हर्बेशियस प्लांट का डेफिनेशन हमने देखा था इन प्रीवियस स्लाइड. दैट प्लांट विल बी वेरी स्मॉल एंड स्टेम विल बी वेरी टेंडर, स्लेंडर एंड ग्रीन इन नेचर. ऐसे प्लांट को हम बोलते हैं हर्ब्स. एंड herbaceous plant that periodically goes dormant. Dormant means very less or zero activity. Metabolic processes will vary in reduced condition. So dormant in response to seasonal or environmental changes. Seasonal or environmental changes कौन से रहेंगे? Like the things that are required for the growth of particular plant. ये अगर अनफेवरेबल है एट दैट टाइम दिस प्लांट विल गो डॉर्मेंट एंड इट विल रिमेन अंडर ग्राउंड. अभी यहाँ पे जो ग्राउंड है सॉइल या फिर जियोड जो यहाँ पे प्रीफिक्स आया है, इट इज बिकॉज दिस प्लांट विल रिमेन अंडर ग्राउंड. अंडरस्टूड? सो बाहर से अगर हम देखते हैं अबव द सॉइल यू विल नॉट सी एनीथिंग, एनी स्टेम और लीव्स. But under the ground that plant will remain dormant in the form of either bulb or corm or tuber or rhizome. Understood? Geophyte. When conditions are not favorable, it will go dormant and it will stay underground. When conditions become favorable, again this part, bulb, corm, tuber or rhizome, it will give rise to new plant. Next term is autotroph, very popular term. So even though you must have heard or you already know the meaning of autotroph, still this is the term that we are going to study n number of times in our 11th standard and 12th standard combined. Okay, so there is no harm studying it here one more time. Auto, you can split this term into auto and troughs. Auto means self, troph is related with the food. So this type of organism or plants, all the plants are your autotrophic in nature. So plants are autotroph. Why? Because they can synthesize their own food. And which is the main process? That is your photosynthesis. Through the process of photosynthesis, plants, they can synthesize their own food material. That is why plants are called as autotrophs. Okay, this is the common general equation of photosynthesis. Raw material are carbon dioxide, water, and these two things are required. अगर ये दो चीज़ों में से एक भी चीज़ नहीं है, you will not get the formation of food material. Sugar or glucose is the food material, that is the product of photosynthesis. But what are the things you require apart from carbon dioxide and water? That is presence of sunlight, and that leaf should have chlorophyll, because chlorophyll is the pigment that will absorb this sunlight. Oxygen is byproduct that is used almost by all or entire organisms. They are located on the planet Earth. There are very small number of bacterial group which do not require oxygen. Such type of bacteria or organisms are called as anaerobic, means they do not require oxygen. Rest of the organisms, all of them, they require oxygen. And from where we get oxygen? It is the product of photosynthesis. And photosynthesis is performed by the plants. That is why they say grow plants. Same photosynthesis I have given here in one more diagram. What happens in photosynthesis? They takes up water. Water is taken by the roots. Then CO2 from the atmosphere. Sunlight. Okay, जो previous हमने reaction में दिखाया था, sunlight is required and chlorophyll is required, which is present in the green leaves and very young, immature, juvenile stem which is green in color, there also you will find presence of chlorophyll. Not in mature stem, remember. Okay, so plant uses energy of sun and it will convert carbon dioxide and water into sugar molecule and oxygen is released. Okay, sugar in the form of glucose will be synthesized. So plants release oxygen, right? So that is why plants are called as autotrophic in nature. There are few more terms we are going to study in our next videos. Thank you.